So right now we have one victim that's hasn't been transported yet, but we've got one victim in the RA. They were saying a male approximately, I think he said 29 years old. So you can see a bullet hole on the top of the window, but I want to get an off-angle shot of that. The lighting right there was shining through the car. Let's go across and see. I kind of want to see past the door a little bit, but from what we're able to see right here, there's a single bullet hole at the top line of the window, and the window is rolled down about a quarter. It's a quarter of the way up, 3/4 of the way down. Glass half full, half empty, I guess. But the window where it's at, you can see where a round went through, and it looks like a larger caliber round. So I want to get to the opposite side and kind of look past that door and see if we see any other bullet holes. But the one in the window is going to be probably the one that caused the damage to our victim. I only see the one, I'm only seeing one bullet hole. I'm looking all over the car and I don't see anything else. There could be another one in the rear passenger door, but we're not able to see that because the door is open. There's a couple dents and stuff like that, but nothing too obvious. And again, there was a female in the car as well. She appears to be uninjured, but I'm assuming they were coming down first. That's my guess, because where we came, that was the freeway off-ramp, right? So if they were coming this way, I don't think they would have gone down first and done a U-turn, unless there's an off-ramp right there coming southbound. That might be an option also. Let me take a look here. No. So, no, there's no exits on the other side. My assumption is that the shooting happened further down there. So let's head back over to where the car is, and we'll look down and see if they have a crime scene down there as well. So I don't see anything further down the street. There's some MTA units down there, but that's about it. Our crime scene is here. Cool. So, yeah, pretty scary stuff. Again, I'm not sure. We'll try and talk to a sergeant. There's two here right now, so we'll see what they have to say. We don't necessarily need an interview. I just kind of want to make sure that I'm sending in the right information. I want to make sure it is in fact, car-to-car shooting and not someone that walked up to them at the light and fired into the car. So if we're able to either confirm or deny our suspicions, then cool. That helps us telling the story accurately, which is very important. But car-to-car shootings are fairly common. They're not, they used to be really, really rare. And then over the last, I'd say year, maybe year and a half, I've seen an increase from maybe like 5-6 years ago, where it was kind of like you'd get like one every couple months. Now it's like you see them, I'd say every other week. So it's definitely increased a little bit. I'm sure there's statistical information on car-to-car shootings in Los Angeles that you could find. But yeah, it's not a super common thing. Even with the increase in the occurrences, it's still not super common. But they're always pretty terrifying, and there's always a lot of interest around them also. So that's kind of the whole deal with these. That's it. The story is told. But again, the information that we have right now, just to recap, in case I haven't been clear, is that this was an attempted robbery down on 3rd Street. The victim was shot. Obviously, getting shot is not a good thing, but he was not severely injured. He then drove to this location, where then the passenger called 911. So we have a interesting story, but again, our victim's going to survive, which is a good thing. So let's head down to 3rd Street and see if there's still a crime scene there. 3rd Street. So he came down here. 3rd Street's not very long on this side of the freeway. It kind of gets staggered, so we should be able to locate it fairly quickly. At least that's my hopeful assumption. But you never know with these things. And they very well could have cleared it by now. They're just taking photos and stuff down at this location. So here's 3rd Street to the right. It goes around a little bend, and then there's also 3rd Street that continues down further to our left. So we're gonna go down, check this one first, and then if there's no one here, then we'll go down to the other side. I don't see anybody. All right. They might have already cleared, which, again, we have more than enough to tell the story. So we'll head down here and see if anybody's here. Which I don't see anyone, so there is a dead end here, and I don't see anyone. Okay, cool. So not sure where this initially occurred, somewhere in this area, but obviously they got the photos they needed to get, so we are clear. Let me grab the SD card, and then we'll oh, we're at Boyle. We can go to the we can take the bridge back. The notorious bridge now. Yeah, we can do that. So we'll get over here, I'll pull over, grab the SD card, and let's put ourselves back clear on the radio. 455 is going to be back clear out of East LA, 10-8. All right, so we were just at staging. County's working a possible fire. Their size-ups have been terrible lately, like some of the worst size-ups I've ever heard. So we're not actually sure if they have a legitimate fire or not, because they keep messing up their size-ups. However, we have a ambulance shooting with one victim down at 7th and Crocker, which is like kind of close to where we're staged right now, so we're gonna head for that instead, because that we know for a fact is probably gonna be an actual shooting. So again, we're en route down to that, And it sounds like county's doing move-ups on that fire. They said it was an outbuilding fire initially, and then they got on scene. They said they have heavy smoke and fire through the roof, but county's done this before where they say they've got heavy smoke and fire showing, and then we get there and it's like this tiny fire. It's like, yeah, it's just move-ups. And they're asking for an RA. I don't know why our radio's barely working here. All right.
Frontside Avenue, incident 4949, RD 311.
It's so dark.
County, USA.
It's so dark down here. Oh, he's down in the middle of the street. Damn. So right now we've got a male victim down in the middle of the street, suffering from a apparent gunshot wound. He is conscious, he is breathing, he's talking with the guys that are down there. I don't want to get too close because I don't know where the crime scene starts and ends here. I'm not sure if he was shot here and ran down the street. So we want to make sure we keep a distance where we're not going to be interfering with evidence preservation. Cool. So now that the tape is up, the line in the sand is drawn. All right, so our victim was just taken to, I could actually hear him saying where he's going. He's going to County UCMC, or sorry, County USC. So he's en route to the hospital. He was moving, which is usually a good sign, but a lot of times they'll get to the hospital and then they won't make it. So we've got units right now following the ambulance to the hospital. FD's going to clear here. We're going to be left with a static scene. Obviously, traffic is blocked. Not a whole lot. They've got looks like a casing. Yeah. On the corner where that white tent is across the street, there's a casing there. So we're well outside of the crime scene. Again, just to recap, it's going to be a male that was shot. I'm only seeing that one casing down the street. Doesn't mean there aren't more, obviously, but it's on the other side. I think there was a call for shots fired heard as well. So, just kind of a straightforward shooting as of right now. This is kind of a daily occurrence down here on Skid Row. So, we'll send the details in and give it the same attention we do any other call, but it's just becoming more and more common down here, more than before. So, yeah, this scene plays out every night down here, almost every night, like clockwork.